Hey, Victoria,
Yes.
where do math teachers go on vacation?
The Bermuda Triangle.
That's actually a little better than the answer.
I don't know where.
Times Square.
Okay.
I guess that
Okay.
is a little better.
Yeah.
Your answer fits too. I'm proud of
Yeah.
you.
Oh, thank you.
Extra credit. Half credit.
I need it. Wait, what?
Some kind of credit.
Okay. I'll take the extra credit.
Welcome to Everything's Dumb. My name is Kate.
My name is Victoria.
And today we are talking about the U.S. primary school system.
Yay.
Because we is dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to talk about it.
We sure is.
I feel very dumb lately and I want to talk about it. But first, we had a listener or viewer, I don't know, a fan email,
Okay.
listener email from I Stole Your Panties on Twitch.
Oh.
So this was in response to the episode a while ago about the imperial system, where you talk about, you opened that by discussing some of the lies that your parents told you when you were a child, a wee, innocent,
A wee lass.
impressionable, dumb child
Hold on.
who would believe anything that she was told.
Okay. I don't know if that's really the word that
So here's what she says. I lie to my kids all the time, but I do it to the extreme where it can't possibly be true. They asked me what communion was, like Catholic communion. And I said it's when we eat people.
What?
Technically true. Kind of. Ish.
I guess they're telling
if you really believe, that's what that is.
They're telling you that you're eating the body of Christ,
Which
right?
means that as a vegan, I can no longer partake.
Oh, bummer.
That's why.
And that's the
I
only
don't
reason.
go to church every Sunday.
Yeah.
As a good Catholic schoolgirl. That's why. It's because of my dietary preferences.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wait, so is she also, like, when they eventually learn the word cannibalism, is she going to tell them that that's what you do at church when you get the little wafer? Like,
Yeah,
is she going to really fuck them
She
up?
might have already, this might already be done. They might already just link it, you know?
So, like, when they talk about what they did over the weekend, they're like, oh, we went to church and then we did cannibalism.
Well, if they're not old enough to get communion yet, they're not quite at cannibalism. But the good news is that if they get bitten by the Lone Star tick and they get alpha-gal syndrome, they can still have communion. Because, again, you can still eat human meat, human bodies.
Thank God.
Just not cows.
Thank God for that.
Yep. Silver linings.
Oh, that makes me feel so ill.
So I wanted to talk about the U.S. primary education system because I think it could use some review.
Okay.
I think maybe we could find an independent committee to take a good hard look at it and realize that there are some things missing, like drastically missing, and there are some other things that are there for why. For why? I don't know.
Yeah, for why is a very good question.
Of all the things that I learned in school, some of the things I never learned why I learned them. What is the point?
Right.
We talked about this not too long ago, how when you were taking a math test in school, you could not use your calculator. And it was because every teacher told us back in the 90s and early 2000s that you're not going to have a calculator on you all the time when you're out in the world.
Right.
Sometimes you're going to need to do math and you're going to need to be able to do it without a calculator because you're not always going to have a calculator. And certainly I don't walk around with a calculator in my pocket. That would be ridiculous.
Right.
I don't go to the bathroom without my phone, though. So I'm always with a calculator.
Yeah. You have a calculator app on your phone. And even if you don't want to do that, you can just say, hey, whoever.
No matter the phone.
What's 4 times whatever? Yeah.
Like, that was
You don't
the
even have to
first
type it in.
thing
You can just
other
ask.
than the ability of a phone. The
Yeah.
first thing that they added to a phone was a calculator
Mhm.
because it was the easiest thing to
Yeah.
add.
Even little watches.
Yeah.
They're not fancy. You can't be, I don't know what calculus is, but you probably can't do calculus on them. But you can do basic arithmetic.
But again, why would I be doing calculus in my everyday
Exactly.
life?
Again, don't even know what it is. So obviously I'm not doing it.
Nope. And we're not going to go over that today. You're not going to learn what calculus is either.
Good. None of us want that.
So, the history of the United States education system.
Okay.
So, the early foundations were in the 1600s to the 1800s. The colonial times, education was mostly religious. Kids learned to read so that they could read the Bible.
So useful.
In the 1800s, Common School movement was led by Horace Mann in Massachusetts.
Sorry, Horace?
This is the guy we have to blame for the fact that we all have to go to. Yeah. Yeah, he was named Horace, and he thought that people should be more educated so that maybe they wouldn't name their children Horace.
Horace.
Horace. Horace Mann.
I think I heard one character in maybe Harry Potter named Horace. I didn't know that that was a real name in real life.
It's not, but
That's
this
a
guy.
bad name. What is his last name?
Mann. Mann.
Oh, that was my Latin teacher's name in high school. Mr. Mann.
Fun
I loved
fact.
him. But Horace is, that's no good.
Public schools spread with the focus on the 3 R's: reading, writing,
Arithmetic!
plus moral instruction. We also have to teach the children to not be little pieces of shit.
I mean, that's good, but I'm assuming it came out of the Bible. I don't like that.
The industrial age influence in the late 1800s to the early 1900s, schools became more standardized, modeled on factories. Not surprising. The bells, the desks in rows, the rigid schedules, it's all just...
It's to train you.
Yes.
To train you to be a good little worker.
Breeding tiny little workers.
Ugh.
The Committee of 10 in 1892 was a group of elite educators. They set national recommendations so that everyone could study classical subjects like math, literature, history, and science. The goal was to create obedient, punctual workers and informed citizens, not necessarily independent thinkers.
That makes me feel gross.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. None of this is surprising. None of this is like, that's what they were doing. Yes, of course. They were teaching us to obey and just trying to feed us shit. Just trying to feed us information so that we could keep busy and learn how to
busy work.
Yes. Until you were old enough to go work in the factories where you will already know that when the bell rings, you move your ass.
Yeah.
Because that's just what you have been trained to do since you were 5 years old.
Yeah.
Awful.
Damn. That's okay.
In the 20th century, progressive education, where everything got so great and is now amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So the push for more practical learning, like critical thinking, learning by doing, stuff like that.
Okay.
So in the Cold War after Sputnik, 1950s to 1960s, massive push for science and math education. They were basically like, now that we can go to space, like that's what we need. Every, let's face it, little boy to focus on.
Yeah.
Is doing more space shit because that was really cool.
Yeah, and they probably wanted us to catch up to China and Russia.
It all just it turned into technology.
Yeah.
So the standardized testing era was the 1980s to the present. The nation at risk in 1983. A report warned that U.S. schools were failing behind globally led stricter standards. We put the K in education. No Child Left Behind in 2001 under Bush, nationwide standardized testing boomed.
Mm-hmm. I remember those tests.
The Common Core in the 2010s tried to unify what kids learn across the states, which sparked big debates and pushback. So nowadays, there's quite a variation in what you could learn depending on what state you are in.
Yeah.
So, kids in the 4th grade in Kansas might learn very different things than kids in California in the 4th grade.
Yeah.
There's no like, even though there's standardized testing, there's not really much standardized, like, education. There are textbooks. Textbooks obviously influence a lot of what is learned across the board because most teachers just want to go by the textbooks. But of course, textbook companies are private companies and they get influenced by how many textbooks are sold. So California and Texas kind of have a big sway on what is maybe necessarily in textbooks.
That is
because
insane.
they buy more of them.
That's just crazy.
Like, are you really going to care as much about Wyoming schools as you are California schools when you are writing your textbooks?
Yeah.
Capitalism.
I never thought about that, but yeah.
Crazy. So, yeah, U.S. states, even local districts have a lot of control. Like school districts will have control over what the kids in those districts learn. Like we're seeing that with Florida and all of the bands that they have and all of the school book bans that are in certain states or certain areas, which is really, I have to imagine confusing.
Yes.
For the teachers.
Yes.
Because you can get transferred and you can move to a new place and you can have to learn an entirely new curriculum.
Yep.
That maybe is not correct.
Yeah, imagine being a teacher in almost any state and then moving to like Oklahoma and having to learn, instead of teaching evolution, you have to suddenly learn how to teach about the Bible.
Right.
You're like, what? I'm a teacher. Why am I like I'm a teacher in a public school. Why do I now have to be required to teach about the Bible? Like, but in most other states they don't teach that in public schools because why the fuck would they?
Right. Even private schools. I mean, I learned about Adam and Eve in religion class when I was in Catholic school.
Yeah.
But my science teacher in high school was a nun. And she taught science and evolution.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you can do that. It is possible.
Yeah. I went to a Waldorf school, so it was a private school, but it wasn't religious. And we learned in 4th grade, we spent some time learning about mythology. We learned about Norse mythology and Greek mythology, and then we spent some time learning about the Bible. And so in my mind, it's all just, here are a bunch of stories that hopefully teach you to be a better person.
I had a lot of teachers that said that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Bible to me is wrapped up in like Greek mythology. Like it was part of here are pretend stories that humans created to try to teach you how to behave in the world.
That's the confusing thing about growing up Catholic, is that at a certain age, you find out that like the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus aren't real. But the guy that walked on water is totally legit.
Yeah, he definitely
That's a weird kind of separation that you have to make. I never heard about like evolution denying until I was an adult and I saw it in the news.
Yeah.
And from senators.
Crazy.
Yeah.
This country is interesting.
Yep. Political battles keep shifting priorities. One decade, it's all about STEM.
Yeah.
And then another, it's back to basics and culture wars and banning books. And
yeah, the Republican governor of Virginia basically got elected because the previous governor was a Democrat, and someone asked him in a town hall, like, don't you think that parents should be able to decide the school curriculum?
No.
And he was like, well, we need to trust our educators. Like, they went to school for this. A lot of them have I forget his exact quote, but like the point is educators have like master's degrees in education and teaching, and like they've studied how to teach people, like how to teach children. They are the experts. So like you should be involved in your kids' schooling, like help them with homework and like help them with their projects and like know what they're learning and encourage them to do their homework and stuff. But like, we need to respect experts. Or he said something along those lines. And so many parents were so offended that they just voted for the other guy. And now we have like a MAGA guy as the governor of Virginia.
What is it about What is it about jizzing that makes you intelligent? What is it about pushing a baby out of you that
being
makes
a
you
parent.
a genius? What is it? What is it?
I was like, did I say that?
At what point does that, like, keeping something alive for a few years makes you smarter than educators, makes you think that you know all of education, makes you think that you can do every job, makes you think that you know what medicines and vaccines your child should get because they're your child.
Yeah, and every living thing either reproduces or like knows how to reproduce. Like plants do it. Little mice do it. Like humans, I mean, cavemen, like who were fucking stupid as shit, like they reproduced. It doesn't make you special.
No.
So, I mean, I'm sure parenting is like so much work and I hope to never have to do it because I don't want children. But again, like you are a parent, you need to look after your kids' nutrition and you need to teach them how to be a nice person. Right. You don't need to decide what kind of math they should be learning.
Yeah.
Because you're not a fucking teacher.
Your job.
And even if you are a teacher, you're not your kid's teacher.
Your job is to make their home life comfortable and nice enough that they feel safe and happy and can go to school and focus on what the professional educator is telling them to do, what the textbooks, like, I don't understand.
No,
they're mad at textbooks.
And the
all
other
you
thing,
bitches went to school, right? I don't understand these parents.
Hopefully.
I don't understand the anti-vax parents. I don't understand. You have vaccines in you, right? You have all the same vaccines in you right now. Like, so why?
I think that this is actually not just an issue with like setting the curriculum. This is also an issue with there now being a teacher shortage because
I wonder why.
teachers are
that
so
wonderful job.
fucking sick of parents being so involved. And my
if
sister,
you think you can do it yourself.
Right. Like why aren't you doing
why
that?
aren't you a teacher? If you know so much about education, be a teacher. You can teach whatever the fuck you want if you come in here and do it. But you're not. You're going off to your stupid job as an insurance salesman or whatever the fuck.
Your MLM.
Yeah, exactly.
Selling leggings. Yeah, my sister was a teacher for a number of years. I don't know, 8-10 years, something like that. And she got so tired of dealing with the parents.
Yeah.
Like she loved the kids, but she was like, I can't.
I have never heard anything different.
Yeah.
It's always like the kids are great. The parents are the
And we have a good friend who's a teacher and she says the same thing. Yep. And a lot of my sister's friends, she met some of them in grad school and they were in the education department together because they all wanted to be teachers. And a lot of them have either gotten other jobs or expressed interest in leaving teaching behind because they're like, first of all, it's babysitting because kids do not behave these days anymore. Right. And then it's also teaching. And then it's also going home every night and having like hours of emails from angry parents. And the school districts like cater to the parents.
Yeah.
Whether you're at a public or a private school, like they just cater to the parents because they don't want to get in trouble.
Right.
Yeah, it's a problem. It's a real problem. Like, do you remember hearing about, I mean, I think you and I are too young for this, but do you remember hearing about kids who would get a letter sent home with them? I'm imagining that this was like in the 60s or 70s or 80s or something like that.
You can ask Brian.
Oh, yeah, hell no. He's like, well, I was already out of school by then. Yeah. So, but they would get a letter sent home with them in their backpack, or they would get like a phone call from a teacher or principal or something like during dinner. And it would say like your kid misbehaved in school today. And the parents would like freak out and be like, you are to go to school and behave yourself and listen to your teacher. And now it's like, oh, did you learn something that you didn't want to hear today? Like, I'm going to have a conversation with your teacher.
Yeah.
It's like your kid is going to hear a lot of shit in their life that they don't want to hear. That is your child. Yeah. That's the little monster you're raising.
Then come to school with them.
Yeah.
There should be a GoPro somewhere hidden in the or every classroom should have a hidden camera.
Well, also teachers probably, maybe not one singular teacher, but like the the teaching staff at a school collectively spends more time with your kid than you do.
Yeah.
At least during a weekday.
I just
So like believe them when they say that they're a little monster.
Didn't these parents learn this during the pandemic when everyone was going crazy because they had to deal with their kids?
Yeah, when people are like, "Oh, I respect teachers now. I didn't know it was so hard." And then 7 months later, they were like, "Don't give them a raise."
Yeah. Well, for servers, I think it lasted like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
We need a new plague. Okay.
I wouldn't mind it, dude.
We can dare to dream. So the things that we do learn in school currently, of course, the popular one, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember?
I know that for a fact.
Shit, I don't know if you were at trivia the week that was a question.
I think it was.
Oh, what is the powerhouse of the cell? And like the place went nuts. Like
people just
usually
when
cracking up. A question is asked, like you'll hear one like ooh or something. Yeah. But the entire place just went crazy when they asked.
Because every single person knew the answer.
Yeah. Like there was not.
It's a brewery full of millennials and Gen Xers, maybe a few Gen Z, but like I would say it's probably 95% millennials. Yeah. And we all knew the answer.
Yeah. Because that's the go-to. That one and the Pythagorean theorem are the two like, oh, I'm so glad that I know what that is because that's helped me on my taxes so many times.
Yeah. I don't ever have to know what the hypotenuse of a triangle is.
I had to learn that. Did you learn state capitals?
Yes, in 5th grade.
Cool.
I only remember maybe half of them.
Yeah, because why would you need to know that information?
Even if we didn't have the internet, like I'm sure it's in the back of, I don't know, a dictionary, or if you buy like a planner, you know how they have random facts in there somewhere.
Yep. It would have been nice to
learn it's
how
in a phone book somewhere.
Register to vote or something like that.
Yeah.
No matter what state you live in.
Or a nice thing that school could have done that in my case did not do. And I really can't talk that much shit because like I loved the school I went to. Like I loved going to a Waldorf school, and then my public high school was a really good school. So by the time I graduated, I was like ready to be done with high school, but not because I had a shitty experience.
Wow.
I was just like 18 and I was like excited for college. But I don't think I got a full grasp of like what jobs are available out there. And I really think that schools should try to be honest about like your options for your career.
It's more, I remember that kind of thing happening more in college, but like by that point you've already picked what college you've kind of already picked your mate. You've sort of already picked a lane. Yeah. And now you're getting the options within that lane. But it's like, I would have liked to, it would have been cool to see like all the
It would have been nice in high school for them to tell us that there were options besides like teacher, lawyer, doctor.
Yeah. Firefighter. Yeah. Astronaut.
Yeah. It's like, well, what about just like the normal jobs that I could get without having to be a genius and work at NASA?
But you needed to memorize the dates of different wars. That was really
those have really helped me.
Some things that we could learn, could have learned, that future generations could learn if, maybe we could get our shit together. Basic finance.
Yeah.
Imagine how to balance checkbook.
I don't think I ever learned about finances.
Yeah. Savings and all the different types of retirement funds, and I don't know any of that shit.
I know. I have a phone call.
What is a 401k? I know I had one at one point. I don't have it anymore.
I know what it is, but I have no idea why it's called that.
It's one of those things that like that's one of those things that like it's like the blockchain where when someone's explaining it to me, I understand it, but if you ask me to explain it back to you the next minute, I could not.
Yeah.
But it would have been nice to learn that kind of shit in school.
Yeah. But I mean, I have phone calls with, it's usually my dad, although my mom is very good at explaining this stuff as well. But several times a year, I have like an hour-long phone call, and my dad will re-explain. I have a Roth IRA, and he will re-explain to me what it is.
Okay.
And then he's like, well, do you want to go ahead and open your account and try to find this one number? And then I'll tell you what that is. And do you see this tab and go over there? And I'm just like, what? I don't know. And he'll re-explain what a 401k is. And like, it's great. But again, we've had so many of these phone calls where he has to re-explain them to me because I'm like, I didn't learn this as like learning something as an adult. I feel like it doesn't stick with you as much.
Right.
So I really wish that we had learned this in school and then like a refresher every few years.
Right.
But especially for our generation who like, we're not getting jobs that are going to give us a pension.
No.
Like a lot of our jobs don't even have 401ks. And if they do, they're not matching it.
No.
So like we need to know how to save for retirement because our job is not going to help us do that.
No. And
it's not going to pay us enough to save for retirement anyway.
We just have to go buy Powerball tickets before.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
We have to.
We have to do that today.
Yes.
Because there is a drawing tonight.
Because we didn't have basic finance in school.
Yeah.
Practical life skills, cooking. I did not have a home ec class.
I don't think my high school had
heard of home ec class, but we didn't have cooking, car maintenance, first aid, sewing a button, changing a tire.
Yeah, well, I did have to take, this is not going to surprise you at all. We had a handworking class at Waldorf.
Like hand jobs?
No, like sewing.
Oh, okay.
And knitting and stuff.
Butter churning.
And no. Stuff to do with like textiles.
Okay.
Like sewing.
Okay.
Every year, 1st through 8th grade, handworking, we had it like 2 or 3 times a week. So we did learn to knit and sew and crochet and all that stuff. So I do know how to sew a button. Do not know anything about cars. Wish I did. I do know how to cook, but I learned cooking just on my own just because I like it.
Can you change a tire on a buggy?
I can't change a tire on anything. I think with a bicycle, there's like a thing that you flip. I'm sure I could figure out a bicycle.
Okay.
But I don't actually, I don't know how to do it. I have to figure it out.
Okay.
But a car, I've never changed a tire on a car.
Yeah.
And that would be really valuable information.
Health literacy? Like nutrition, mental health, how to read a prescription label, how to schedule a doctor's appointment. I would have liked that.
Yeah. I don't think that in the U.S. they would ever talk about mental health in school because some MAGA someone somewhere would throw a fit.
Except that that's the reason for all the school shootings. But we should never do anything about it.
No. It's apparently a mental health problem, but they're not going to give money to support mental health issues.
Of course not.
Because why would they?
Money. We can't do that. Media literacy. This is an interesting one.
That's quite important. And I think it's going to be even more important.
Spotting
with
scams
AI.
and deep fakes, misinformation.
Yeah, I sent a video to my sister and my dad recently. I'm sure you've seen it. I probably sent it to you. It was a video of guys like playing golf and there were cats on the golf course and they would like hit the little ball. It was mostly like the putting part and they would like hit the ball just a few feet and the cat would run after it. And like obviously they would miss the hole because the cat got the ball, but everyone was just like laughing and having fun. And I sent it to my sister and my dad. My dad responded and was like, "Oh, could some of those be AI?" And I was like, "Oh," and I watched the video again and I was like, maybe. I kind of can't tell.
Yeah.
Because like none of the guys interacted with the cats. But I don't know. I was just like, well, it's just a cat video. I don't actually care. Right. But yeah, it's hard. If someone had said this is AI, I think I could have been like, oh yeah, I guess that one shadow looks a little weird. Okay, I believe you. It's really hard to tell.
Yeah.
Like as a millennial, it's hard to tell.
Yep.
So yeah,
harder.
That's.
And of course, job prep.
Yes.
Resumes, interviewing.
Yes.
Imagine if there was a class that prepped you for like interviewing and workplace communication and negotiating your salary and what you should expect and shouldn't expect and what you should put up with and shouldn't put up with from an employer. And
yeah, I think obviously we should learn those things and I think it would be great if they taught them. But again, like they're not trying to churn out a population of people who fight for themselves and who fight for more money.
Sure.
So I don't see them ever teaching that in public schools. Yeah. But we should. You're right. That should be a thing that we learn.
What about a rogue teacher?
Yeah. I mean, she could teach it until she gets fired.
So my question for you, obvious.
Most teachers are women, and then also I just feel like a woman would take it upon herself to try to really prepare the next generation.
Burn the system to the ground.
Yeah. There are a lot. I had a lot of male, like, wonderful men teachers over the years. So no discrimination, just saying.
Which class do you wish you had in high school? What's one thing? It could be from that list or just anything that you wish you had learned.
I think I can't think of like one specific class, but something just practical for life. Like you said, a mechanics related class for cars or a financial literacy class, like something like that.
Yeah.
Because I loved a lot of my classes. I took a lot of like art classes and history and stuff like that. And I loved them. But those are like intellectual type things. And they're just not, they have nothing to do with like the practical, like you wake up in the day and you have to get into your car and then drive to work. And if your car breaks down, you're like, well, I know philosophy, but like I now can't get to work because my car is broken down.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure like which one I would pick, but I would have liked some more practical stuff. And I don't want them to like replace art class.
Right.
With here's how to prep for retirement. Like also keep art.
Right.
But maybe don't make us take as many math classes. So like if we love math, we can take more. That's my next question.
Which class do you think is the biggest waste of time? What would you replace?
I think it's like higher level math. Because if you...
the good stuff, the higher level stuff.
That would have made high school more fun. I think if you... And I felt this way about science as well. I just think with math and science, if you take those classes in, you know, growing up and then in like 9th and 10th grade, you can tell if you like it.
Right.
But I could tell already in like 10th grade, I was like, I'm not going to get a job that is math heavy.
Right.
I hate math.
Right.
And at that point I was only like 16, 17 and I was like, I'm specifically going to choose a major in college and a career that does not make me do anything more than just arithmetic.
Right.
So in 11th and 12th grade, and then in college, I had to take math as well. And I'm just like, why?
Right.
Why?
We've already made the decision. This is not happening.
Like, I think everyone should take basic levels of everything so that you have like a grasp on the concepts.
And also to find out if you like it.
Yes.
But I agree. I don't think that you're taking geometry and algebra and everything else that you take before that and going, ugh, and then you get to calculus and you're like, finally.
Right.
Like,
right. It all builds on each other.
Right.
Like, I did enjoy geometry more than algebra. I did think that it was more like, interesting.
It's more visual.
Yeah, and it's more tangible.
Right.
Like I can hold a block in the shape of a pyramid and like look at it. But then in algebra, when they were like, oh, the line on the graph. And I was like, what graph?
Yeah.
Where's the graph?
I don't care about I'm never going to the graph. I'm never going to need the graph. I'm never interacting with the graph in real life.
Yeah.
Where I don't.
Yeah. So in 11th grade, when I was forced to take algebra 2, I would have loved to take a class and like learn about how cars work or learn about
change your own oil and save yourself $80 every few
exactly
months.
Yeah, anything would have been better than the classes that you just struggle through, and if you can scrape by with like a B or a C, like it's a relief. You know. Yeah,
I agree. The math is too I would do the same thing. I think I would take like taxes, how to do your taxes and the finance shit. Like I think taxes could definitely take an entire class. To actually learn what the fuck it all is and what exactly, because there's so much. It's just so much. It's like on purpose confusing. Yeah. But I would love to have like an education on how to make it not as confusing. And I would also just not care about the higher level of math that I already knew that I would hate and was right about. So we both agree. Fuck math.
Yes. I'm glad that
Say no to math.
some
Say no to
people
math. Say no to math.
know math,
No
but
math.
I don't want it to be me.
Yeah, no. The
Yeah.
people that enjoy it, I thank you.
That's how I feel about
so
parenting.
much.
The people who desperately want to be a parent and they're like really excited about raising the next generation of kids and giving them like the best possible childhood and being there and being a great parent. I'm like, you should have kids.
As long as when their teachers tell them they're being an asshole, you go,
Yeah.
let me talk to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Meaning the kid, not
Right.
the teacher.
Right. But like, I don't, so if you really love math, then like math is for you.
Yeah.
Go forth and do math.
Yep.
But the rest of us, we have no business
Get
doing
addicted to math. So for my closing segment, I just went to Reddit.
Okay.
And found a thread of what's the stupidest thing your school did?
Okay.
And I just have a few short ones. First, my elementary school made us march into the cafeteria in an orderly line. Then sit down in that order one after another. This is going back to that like factory shit.
Wait, so you don't march in a line and then all sit down at once?
Well, yeah, but you're like in that, like you don't get to pick. You go in a line.
Yeah.
And then in that line, that's whoever you're next to in line, that's who you're sitting next to at lunch. You are just marching in and we're all going to sit down. No one's going to scramble in the cafeteria to try to get to a specific spot. We're all going to march in. We're all going to sit down in this order and it'll be orderly and everything will be nice in the cafeteria. The problem was that the line itself wasn't choreographed, so we'd have violent scuffles in the classroom while we tried to get in line next to our friends to march out.
So they got to choose the order, but once you're in that line, you're stuck.
It was obviously just some fucking power trip show for the principal to stand there with their arms crossed. With his arms crossed and watch all of these students obey and be, like little factory workers just marching in and sitting exactly where they're meant to and not getting in a scuffle.
Yeah.
He didn't see what all the poor teachers had to put up with when the teachers were like, line up for lunch, and like a rugby match basically broke out and everyone just started slamming into each other to line up in class so that they could sit down in an order that they wanted to be seated.
Wow.
Very dumb.
It seems like on day 3, they could have said, we're not doing this anymore.
They didn't. I'm telling you, it was for a person that didn't see that. It was not for the teachers.
That's crazy.
It was. Yeah. Okay, this one's very, very short, but I just thought it was very funny. They expected to stop bullying by saying, stop bullying.
What?
Now, I'm not endorsing bullying, but just telling kids, hey, stop bullying.
Like if someone's bullying you, that's what you say back, or does a teacher come over?
That like their stop bullying campaign to stop bullying in their school was to just say, hey, stop bullying.
Okay. I mean, on the list of things that have never, ever worked.
Exactly.
Okay. Who thought? Okay.
Right. Like that's the thing. Hey, we're going to stop bullying in this school by saying stop doing it. Because if you're a bully, you're going to listen to authority.
Definitely. You're definitely going to listen to that.
It's just that you've never been told that it's a bad thing.
No one ever told you. And if someone
informed you like, hey, stop doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Should I not be?
Oh, my God.
Should I not have this kid in a headlock? Oh, my God. Oh.
That's
color me embarrassed.
That's the last yawn. Color me embarrassed. Because I did a bad thing by bullying.
How was I to know?
That's really dumb.
Okay. This is the last one.
Bullying.
It's a little longer, but this is brilliant and perfect. And I think it's very American.
Okay.
This feels very American.
Thank you for the trigger warning.
You're welcome. Because of a brilliant bit of bureaucracy, my school board had 2 votes about a pool facility. The first was to build the pool, and the second was to maintain it.
No.
I know what you're thinking. There's some nasty ass pool out there. Because everyone wants a pool, but nobody wants to take care of it, right? Wrong.
Wait, did they vote?
The vote to build the pool failed. The vote to maintain it went through, though.
That's exactly what I
Luckily.
was going to ask. Oh my God. Wait, did they vote?
It's
We're so smart over here. Did they vote at the same time?
yes.
So
Course.
it
was
like
on one ballot? It wasn't like, oh, we're not having a pool. Let's see if we should vote to maintain. It was just like on some voting ballot. Like, do you want the pool? The vote for the funds to get the pool. The vote for the funds to maintain the pool. So the vote for the funds to get the pool was obviously like significant. And so it failed. But it wasn't that much to maintain it, so why not maintain it?
Who would vote no to building the pool and then think that there was even a point of them voting yes to maintaining it? I mean, how you must feel so stupid when you vote no and then yes.
Well, I'm sure it was something like, well, I voted no to put all these funds towards blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it was just so that I'm sure it was like a budgetary thing, but it was just like, well, that'll put us over the budget, so let's not do that. This meant that a portion of the school's funds for the whole district had to go to keep, it was voted by the people. It had to go to keeping a pool that they didn't have running and operational and clean.
Why isn't anyone with just an iota of intelligence in charge of anything in this fucking country?
This note at the end, it took something like 6 years for them to get around to freeing up those funds. America.
And so that money was just sitting in some account somewhere for 6 years?
Yeah, they had to set it aside. It was voted on.
Well, I guess at least it got some interest, hopefully. That's okay. That is the dumbest thing
If at the end of that they voted again to get the pool, they would have like 6 years worth of free maintenance.
Yeah.
Just built in, saved up. That could be, I would put it back on the ballot after like 5 years. I'd be like, you know what? Let's see if we can vote to get this pool again. And then like 5 years of free fucking maintenance. Yeah. Guys, like we'll throw that in. It's nice.
Or you could even take like 3 out of the 5 years worth of money and put that towards building the pool. It might not make a huge difference, but like you could present the pool with a little bit of a smaller budget.
See, now you're thinking in 3 dimensions. And we are just on the XY axis grid of thinking.
Please don't talk to me about graphs.
That's where the grid is. That's where you interact with the grid.
No, I don't get it. Also, my teacher was Russian and she yelled at me a lot, so that didn't help.
Oh God, that's traumatizing.
Yeah, it's not really a great way to learn math that like your brain will not comprehend while your teacher is also yelling at you with such a strong accent that you literally don't understand the words she's saying.
Maybe meth could have helped.
Yeah. What if I took meth and I just like understood algebra?
I mean, you never truly know until you try.
Okay. Where does one procure?
We will talk about that.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Our next episode will be out on Friday.
Yes.
Victoria is hosting and she is talking about pirates. That episode will be rated R.
R.
Not pilots. Pirates. Pirates.
Yeah. It's going to be good.
Sweet.
I can't guarantee that you'll learn anything.
We never do. We never guarantee that.
Okay.
Please do not come here for education. You can catch more audio episodes wherever you find podcasts. You can catch video episodes up on YouTube and Spotify. Mm-hmm. Please subscribe. Leave us a review. Follow us, like everything that we do.
Yeah, we would enjoy that a lot.
At Everything's Dumb Pod is on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch.
Yes.
Anywhere else that you want us to be, we'll be there. We'll do that. We should get a Threads. We should do some Threads.
Oh, the Instagram thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that.
You can do Threads because you took those hand classes for your hands. Handworking. You can work with Threads.
Okay.
Sweet. If you have a dumb topic that you want us to do a dumb pod about, we would love to hear it. So please reach out to us on any of those platforms, and we will see you on Friday. Thank you so much.
If you don't submit your topics, you're going to get more episodes like pirates. So submit your ideas.
Okay, bye.